Hurricane Center as heavy rain hits Southern California from what was Tropical Storm Hillary. Some people are calling to be rescued from high water. There are roads washed out and power outages. 911 lines are down in Palm Springs, Cathedral City, and Indio, California. There's a federal response in place.
FEMA's Deanne Criswell says even though it's something the American West Coast doesn't see often, she believes California is ready for the effects of Hillary. On CBS Face the Nation, she said FEMA will be poised to help out.
If it does exceed what their capability is, we're going to have additional search and rescue teams, commodities on hand to be able to go in and support anything that they might ask for.
Criswell also says FEMA is watching its disaster funds, which estimates show could be depleted by September as Hawaii and possibly states affected by Hillary seek aid. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
A California clothing store owner who was murdered is being remembered as a fearless pillar of her community.
Police in San Bernardino say 66-year-old Laura Ann Carlton was shot and killed Friday by a man who made disparaging remarks about the LGBTQ plus pride flag flown outside her clothing store Magpie in Cedar Glen. Police say they were able to track down the armed suspect who was fatally shot during a confrontation with the officers. The suspect not yet identified. San Bernardino County Supervisor Dawn Rowe remembering the victim, a mother of 9, calling the act of hate and violence unthinkable. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
Bernardo Arevalo is elected president of Guatemala, beating former First Lady Sandra Torres, running an anti-corruption campaign. Arevalo won 56% of the vote. His father was Guatemala's first democratically elected president in 1945. Stock futures are up ahead of the opening bell on Wall Street. America's listening to Fox News.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Starting August 22nd, the U.S. dollar may have new competition from a new global supercurrency backed by Russia and China. And if the dollar plummets, your retirement could follow. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon. I recommend a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get a free info kit on gold by texting the word shelter to 989898. I encourage you to act before August 22nd. Text shelter to 989898 to get your free information kit on gold now.
President Biden and the First Lady will be in Hawaii today to see wildfire damage and meet with people on the island of Maui.
In a statement from the White House, the president said, quote, Jill and I are eager to meet with the brave first responders in Lahaina to spend time with families and community members and witness firsthand what will be required for the community to recover. We will be here as long as it takes for Maui.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. The Bidens are on a family vacation in Nevada, renting a private home on Lake Tahoe. A newly crowned soccer champion is mourning her father.
Imagine combining your greatest professional achievement with one of your saddest life moments. That was the emotional ride that Spain's Olga Carmona experienced on Sunday, first on the soccer field for her country.
Late run, Carmona in the box, in front, go! Spain leads! Carmona!
Courtesy Fox Sports, Carmona scored the only goal in Spain's 1-0 win over England. Hours after the game, Spain's Football Federation announced that her father had died. Carmona later posted on social media, and without knowing it, I had my star before the game started. I know that you have given me the strength to achieve something unique. I know that you have been watching me tonight and that you are proud of me. Rest in peace, Dad. Tim McMaster, Fox News.
There could be a new way to communicate on social media as early as this week.
The Threads rivalry with X, the former Twitter, is stepping up. The Wall Street Journal says Threads' parent company Meta Platforms is launching a web version of its Threads blogging app. Threads launched a bare bones version of the service in early July as a big success with 100 million downloads, but its use has plunged in recent weeks. A web version of Threads is expected to give it a wider reach, more features, and a better collection of data. Ginny Cosolda, Fox News.
There's a manhunt for a Palestinian gunman suspected of killing an Israeli woman, wounding a man who'd been giving her and her daughter a ride in the West Bank. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Jim Miller. Illinois Republicans avoiding talking about former GOP President Donald Trump while rallying at the state fair. Republican leadership chose to discuss their strategy for winning back the state, including embracing early voting and voting by mail. Illinois Senate Republican leader John Curran says they want to focus on fixing state issues. Overnight shooting Friday in Champaign leaves 1 dead, 2 others hurt. Police say officers responded to the area of South Mattis Avenue and Henry Street. Thursday night, they found 3 men shot, a 21 and 24-year-old, both from Champaign, and a 24-year-old from Urbana. More than 400 people in Charleston came together for the 14th annual Illinois Run for the Fallen, each of them with their own reasons to run and honor service members from Afghanistan and Iraq. There's no cost. It was competitive, but everyone came with a purpose. Organizer Carolyn Cloud said the event is for everyone. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, thank you, Jim, and good Monday morning, friends. It is August 21. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
I'm Stevie Jay, and I had the brilliant idea to sort the garage right at the first heat warning yesterday afternoon. Not my smartest move. I'm not on the bronze tablet at the University of Illinois. Weather brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. Busey, member FDIC. The meteorologist extraordinaire is Greg Solier. Yes, it's almost like a switch. Church was fine, and then it got brutally hot, Greg.
Yeah, it certainly did, and thank goodness, though, we did get a little what we call backdoor cool fronts that actually backs in from northeast to southwest, and that big pond about 2.5 miles north of here actually helps to accelerate these particular kind of setups around here. So at least we've taken the edge off the temperature, the heat per se, but this boundary is stalled on out. It's going to move back to the north. The north is a warm front as the hot ridge expands and intensifies. You can thank Hillary for that. 400 miles, by the way, north of San Diego on the current remnant circulation and widespread moisture still across the west. Flash flooding and severe still expected there for the day today. And you get into the Pacific Northwestern reaches of western Washington state, and dozens of reports of smoke in the air out there. Haze in the air around here and a reading of 76 degrees. Yeah, 76 at over at the Savoy Airport right now. 72 at Rantoul, same at Danville and Bloomington Normal. So excessive heat warning, in fact, that runs through Thursday late evening. Excessive heat watches to the north and east of us, those probably get upgraded. Today, manageable per se. You'll be looking at a partly sunny sky, a little haze on the horizon, and an afternoon temperature with a light east wind to about 92. Heat index to about close to 100 later this afternoon. Warm buggy tonight, a few clouds, 73. Tomorrow, hot and humid, 93. Heat index is probably up past 100 on a bit of a southeast to south wind, and those dew points surging into the mid to upper 70s. The back 40 pumping moisture back into the atmosphere as well. 70s tomorrow night. Here comes the hot stuff at 96 Wednesday, 98 Thursday, 105 to 110 on the heat index values. But then a cold front, a real one, begins to approach. Maybe a thunderstorm at 93 on Friday. Better for the weekend. 82 Saturday, 80 on Sunday. Upper 70s at this time early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
The White House is hoping that this visit has a healing effect on an island where at least 1,000 people remain missing. In a statement from the White House, the president said, quote, Jill and I are eager to meet with the brave first responders in Lahaina to spend time with families and community members and witness firsthand what will be required for the community to recover. We will be here as long as it takes for Maui.
That's Joe and Jill Biden going to Maui. Political strategist, former congressional candidate, she's written Raven's Mantle, Fighting the Betrayal of America. It's Raven Harrison. Think this trip will do any good?
I think it's a little bit late, and so do the majority of Gen X and voters are in agreement that this is, it's necessary, but it's a little late for that, as it was with the southern border and some of the other disasters we've had, the East Palestine disaster. So this seems to be a trend for Joe Biden of being late, and probably the only recorded time in history we had to beg a president to go to Hawaii.
Yeah, and I guess it's I would have tried to go as quickly as possible, but I know logistically that can be a problem when the president moves around. Same for East Palestine, all those things. You want to go, I don't know, just show your support and the fact that you're important and you matter. And then you got, $700 per resident or something, which, I guess is a nice gesture, but it's not going to do anything. Then we're sending however many hundreds of millions or billions or whatever we're sending to Ukraine, and this is Maui. So I don't know. It's never easy, I'm sure, But
correct.
Man, I mean, this is a really amazing part of the United States of America. It happens to be kind of far away, but I'd sure try and help Lahaina and the people there. And I don't know if they're ever going to know how many died.
Well, that's a good point. And see, the thing is that this is an element of what the president does. This is disaster relief. When we have hurricanes, usually the president's on the ground to survey the damage and then to ensure that the resources, and that's when FEMA kicks in. None of these things have followed the proper protocol and chain. I mean, this is, like you said, it comes out to $700. Anybody who's been to Hawaii, I'm one of those people, that $700, is nothing compared to the almost $67 billion that we are sending to the Ukraine to support that. We're not getting money for our southern border. We're not getting money for American lives. And this is when it comes to the forefront of going, why does this matter, of putting Americans first? It's for times like this.
Is it inevitable these days? Is it not possible to just take what we have and try and figure it out versus scream climate emergency? They've mentioned climate change for the wildfires. I'm not sure what the connection is on that. They're talking about that and the flooding and this weird pattern. This is a weird one, when the desert gets flooded. So, I mean, that's going on this morning out in Southern California. But everything just has to ball itself up into political, doesn't it?
It really does. And it's a shame, but unfortunately, governing is choosing. And we have to make some things a priority. It's one thing to say, hey, we really want to push through this aggressive legislation. It's another thing when, while you are doing that, Americans are getting creamed under kitchen table issues, inflation, their 401k, high gas. You cannot do these irrespective of the others. I mean, it's like we're in a free fall for printing money, and it just doesn't work that way. Nobody's going to spend their way out of debt. We can't continue to just keep pushing this radical legislation for when Americans are overwhelmingly buckling under the financial pressure.
Raven Harrison on the Tapman's Towing phone line. The debate is Wednesday in Milwaukee. Republicans, it's a race for second. Donald Trump says he won't be there. He'll be interviewed by Tucker Carlson. Raven, which has more eyeballs, Tucker Carlson's Twitter interview with the president or the Milwaukee debate?
I think it's going to be an even Steven, but giving the nod to President Trump. I don't think that there's strategically a reason for him to be there. He's either going to be attacked by the moderators or he's going to be attacked by the other candidates, which is not going to put the issue on the focus on the issue. It's going to put it on him. He's lapping the field, and I think this is a very interesting strategy. And, as a strategist, you have to look at it like that. I believe it's very much a checkmate move.
I haven't gone back, but I don't ever remember a primary where there's actually you're trying to find a real candidate here, and the guy's up 46%. I don't ever remember that. It's usually
correct
24% to 16%. It's all split up. He's showing 62% this morning. And so, if I'm Chris Christie, I'm trying to create a moment. I'm trying to get him just on the edge to say something so it'll be, pounded in the media.
Yeah, and Chris Christie has done that. I mean, I think I saw a statement from him saying, well, Donald Trump is afraid of me.
Coward.
Yeah,
coward, I think. He's a coward, all that.
Yeah, he's not afraid of you, and I don't think anybody's afraid of you. We're afraid of your policies, but I don't think we're afraid of you. But I would say, but no, this is a very smart strategic move, because all President Trump has gotten from all these relentless attacks, he is the number one in the news. They're actually doing him a disservice by the fact that they can't carve out their own niche without putting his name into it. So I think that that's a very good strategy for him, is to leave them seeing, can they carry this? If the debate falters, if there's no interest, then it's exactly what we know about the Trump effect.
Well, I tell you one thing, I can't hear enough of Vivek Ramaswamy. Every time he speaks, I want to hear him talk. I think the guy's brilliant.
He is. I mean, he's got a very, very Cinderella background that makes him very articulate, very easy to listen to. So, but it'll be interesting to see how they all carve. This is going to be their moment then. If Trump is not going to be there, but I have a feeling they will still make him the star of the show.
Yeah. Raven, how can people find you?
They can find me on my website, ravenharrison.com, which we also have the book, Raven's Mantle, and they can find me on social media at Raven_TX Warrior.
Thank you, Raven Harrison, Tapman's Towing phone line. ESPN 93.5, 7:15, sports headlines.
Well, Stevie, it was a good weekend supporting Crisis Nursery and their Touch a Truck event presented by Deuce Construction. We had Illinois basketball players there. Terrence Shannon Jr., number 0. Sincere Harris, number 1. Justin Harmon, number 4. I got pictures with them.
Yeah, I saw them.
Tried not to be fangirlish.
I get it, but I mean, you're tall.
Yeah.
And they were quite a bit taller.
Terrence is 6'6", I know.
Yeah.
The big headline that I was talking over with them is this Illinois-Kansas game on October 29th at 5, supporting the Hawaii Community Foundation. What a brilliant move. I don't know whether it was Underwood or Self, but great to have Bill Self coming back.
Yeah, and I've got the clip from the phone call that was all over Twitter. I'll play that for you here coming up in moments.
Yeah.
And how's this going to work? Because Kansas gets a bundle of tickets for this. And the season ticket holders that sit real close, some of those seats won't be available on this one.
Right.
So, and how much are the tickets going to cost?
Right.
Can you charge $50 or $100? I don't know. But you're trying to raise money.
You are trying to raise money. I heard someone say, since it's on the Big Ten Network, can we sell out the State Farm Center and then head on over to Memorial Stadium and sell that out, have it on the Jumbotron. It's an October day. I mean, it could. Who knows?
I'm thinking if you can get $15,000 for a scrimmage, I'd take it. I don't know about Memorial Stadium, maybe.
Okay.
But,
Well, the fact that it's supporting Maui.
No, I think that's right. I don't know. I for sure, I think State Farm selling out's real deal. Just the logistics of who gets what, and some of the people that spend a lot of money expect their seats.
Right.
So how's that working? So anyway, they'll let us know. A lot of smart people working on it.
Absolutely. Well, preventing a sweep, St. Louis Cardinals over the Mets 7-3 with your Redbird recap now.
Rooney and the Cardinals snapped a 4-game losing streak as they out-hit the Mets 15-7 and won 7-3 yesterday on Cardinals Hall of Fame Sunday at Busch Stadium.
It was a hot day at Busch Stadium, but a nice day. Not just the Hall of Famers, both Max Lanier and Jose Oquendo being inducted, but the Cardinals playing well on the field in front of all the Hall of Famers here in attendance. Cardinals scored some runs early, got good pitching from Dakota Hudson.
Paul Goldschmidt broke out. He had a 3-hit day, including 3 runs batted in, and he hit a 2-run homer that put the Cardinals ahead.
Really seems as if the Cardinals win every time Paul Goldschmidt hits, and he certainly hit yesterday.
Richie Palacios had a 2 RBI single in a 4-run inning, and he took a home run away from DJ Stewart.
Well, he's getting an opportunity, and these last 6 weeks of the season is going to be all about opportunities.
Palacios' brother plays for the Pirates, and that's the next stop for the Cardinals tomorrow.
And the next stop for the Cardinals if they want to move up in the standings.
The Cardinals will go with Drew Rom making his Major League debut, and we're on the air at 5:10.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
And the Cubs are deeply in this. We'll talk about it in a moment. Weather brought to you by Urbana Park District.
And they remind you all kinds of great fall programs. You can learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for eastern Florida, Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. As we talked about last week, historic weather on the west and southwestern sections of the country with the remnants of Hillary around here. Boy, I tell you what, going to be a tough one for this late season and summertime with heat and humidity in mind. Thank goodness we've seen one backdoor cool front come through the area. They'll move back north as a warm front, and the heat and humidity will really be on for the middle part of the week. Big changes ahead into cooler, drier weather for the weekend. Hot, humid, partly sunny, 92 today, just a slight east wind. Warm and muggy tonight, a few clouds at 73. Hot and humid tomorrow with sunshine at 93. Up around 96 Wednesday, 98 on Thursday. Heat index values past 105 to 110 the middle part of the week. Then a cold front approaches and moves on through. A couple of thunderstorms Friday, 93 and dropping. Cooler, less humid air with a northeast wind for the weekend early next week. 82 on Saturday, near 80 Sunday, 77 next Monday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Craig Soldier.
A tradition of excellence over 150 years in the making. At Busey Bank, we're committed to building relationships that span generations. Wherever your journey in life leads you, we are with you along the way, creating a legacy for you and your family. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Threads rivalry with X, the former Twitter, is stepping up. The Wall Street Journal says Threads' parent company Meta Platforms is launching a web version of its Threads blogging app. Threads launched a bare-bones version of the service in early July as a big success with 100 million downloads, but its use has plunged in recent weeks. Kraft Heinz has adapted its Lunchables packaged meal kits to meet federal guidelines for the National School Lunch Program. They'll be available this fall at some schools. High prices and rising interest rates are making it tougher to afford a new car. The Wall Street Journal says auto loan defaults and missed payments in the first half of last year to people with less than perfect credit are around levels from 2008 in the financial crisis. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
New from the Fox News Podcast Network.
I'm Emily Campagno, and this is the Fox True Crime Podcast.
And I had nothing to do with her disappearance.
I sit down with the people who lived the nightmares.
I was in shock. I was just devastated.
The investigators who tirelessly worked on the case.
And I really hope that they can catch this guy.
Bringing you closer to the story than you ever thought possible.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
These are the stories that keep you up at night.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Great to talk with Fayon about driving and delivering for Pepsi-Cola Champaign-Urbana Bottling.
Come home every day. It pays very, very well, especially for a truck driver. They're very understanding. It's just a great company all around. They're always eager to help. And you off on the weekends. The company in general is just a great company. Very family-oriented. Comes in, check on you, see if you like it. Always asking questions, trying to see if you need any help. Pretty dope.
Sound appealing? Join the Pepsi team. Equal opportunity employer. Visit PepsiColaCU.com.
And while we are a Cardinal affiliate on ESPN 93.5, we are a Cub affiliate on US 105.9. And the Cubs win yesterday. Kansas City, not a very good team, gave them all they wanted, 2 out of 3 for the Cubs over the weekend, and 3 good games. And Suzuki came up big, and then you hear the final call. Listen to the crowd at Wrigley. They are really jacked.
Suzuki drills one deep to left. This may go. It's gone. Home run, Seiya Suzuki. Bouncer slowly to a charging Dansby Swanson, throws to first. Cubs win the ball game. The Cubs win it by a score of 4-3.
And so what does that mean? Well, it means the Cubs are half a game behind the wild card and 3 out from Milwaukee. And the Cubs' schedule, I mean, they're playing 2 teams they're favored to beat. They're at Detroit and at Pittsburgh. Those are both winnable games. They got to keep their head down and win both series.
Okay.
And then next week, they play Milwaukee. So push will come to shove.
Right.
Next Monday as they start a big series. So the Cubs could be in the process of maybe gaining a little control. It's a big week because the schedule is favorable for the next 7 games. And then they get Milwaukee head-to-head, which is what you want. Milwaukee's ahead of you by 3. I'm not sure the Milwaukee schedule this week, but they did very well winning, I think, 2 out of 3 at Texas, and Texas is good. So it's game on. Cubbies have a chance to make the postseason, even if it's a wild card, even if it's on the road, whatever. If you make the postseason, it's a pretty successful year for the Cubs. So here's rooting.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, so the cool Bill Self and Brad Underwood phone call. And this is what came out. Saw it on Twitter, all over Twitter, and it was just really cool to watch.
Hey, Bill.
Hey.
Scrimmage. Let's talk. We're good on the date?
Yeah, we're good on the date. I thought it was great last year, but with everything going on in Maui, Brad, what do you think that we move that scrimmage to actually a public exhibition game and raise a ton of money and send it back to all those people that need so much and are in need right now over in Maui?
I think seeing this on the news, the devastation, if we can do our part to make things a little easier, big fan of that. This would be a great idea.
It's time for all of us to step up and do something for somebody else that's done so much for us over the years.
Let me ask you this. What's your thoughts on the return of Bill Self and do it at our place in Champaign, come back where you paced the sidelines for a few years and had tremendous success. You got any interest in doing that?
Let's move the scrimmage into Assembly Hall. I'm all for it. You figure out the logistics. The Jayhawks will show up.
So you don't embarrass yourself. It's no longer Assembly Hall. We've changed it to the State Farm Center. We'll be glad to host you with a welcoming crew of about 15,600 as you make the return back to Champaign.
And what I will do is I will make sure that Hunter Dickinson knows that if there's a chorus of an unpopular negative chant whenever Kansas enters the core, I'll make sure I walk in with Hunter and tell him they're all for him. And he won't know any different. So that'll be a good way to do it.
Bill, that is one of the smartest things I've ever heard you say. We'll see you soon. Look forward to the game.
All right, bud. Take care, man.
That's just really good.
Nice.
So, and Hunter Dickinson, our fun guy we like from Michigan. You know, Hunter's 0-4 against Illinois.
Right.
And then somebody I saw on Twitter said, remember, Hunter, if you win, it doesn't count, right?
There you go.
It's just a scrimmage.
Exhibition.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Of course, if we win, we'll count it. But no, it'll be a snapshot of where you want to kind of see. Kansas is supposed to win the national championship this year. They're going to be ranked 2. We're ranked 29, whatever. So, we'd be like a 5 or 6 seed. They'd be a 1. So let's see how we stack up.
Yeah.
So I think people will go 15,600 times $50.
Okay.
That's 780,000.
Wow.
Yeah. I was thinking $1 million.
Oh, really?
15,600.
Off of the Hawaii Community Foundation.
1.5 million. You're not going to get 100 a ticket, I don't think. But again, if you're helping Maui, you look at it as kind of we're supporting, and then you got to say, well, how are you doing this? Who are you giving it to?
Well, and the Jayhawks are going to get a certain amount of tickets, right?
The Jayhawks want to come too, so you'll have some Jayhawk fans in town. But I think it's cool. It's October 29.
Yep.
And that's the off weekend for football.
It's a 5 o'clock start.
Yeah. So we'll see. Big Ten Network is going to carry it, so we're going to watch it.
Yeah, that's right.
But for those of us that wouldn't mind being there and supporting this, I don't know.
October 29th is a Sunday.
Did he say the 29?
I thought the 29.
Anyway, whatever day it is, it's that weekend. And it just might work really, really well. And I think it'll be well received. We've not done this. I have no idea what's going to sell. And since it's on TV, that'll be a detriment. I think it'd been better if it had not been on TV.
I see.
Because more people will go. It doesn't matter. It's a scrimmage. How's that going to look? You stop and play. What are you doing? A scrimmage is different than a game. But it's still cool.
October 29.
Okay. October 29. Are you going? Any interest in the game? I'm totally interested in it. But again, having the Big Ten carry it takes the buffer off from the standpoint I'll get to see it. But being there would be kind of fun when Bill Self walks in. I never booed for Bill Self. I never would have booed for Bill Self. I never understood why people were booing and upset with Bill Self. It just was Kansas. It's the only job he would have taken. Had Matt Doherty won at North Carolina, Bill Self would still be at Illinois. He loved being here at Illinois, and he loved the D. Brown team. He told me that. It was Kansas. And that's the only job Bill Self was going to take. And it happened. Matt Doherty didn't win in North Carolina. They fired Matt Doherty. Roy Williams left Kansas to take North Carolina because that was his alma mater, and the Kansas job opened. The Kansas job opened.
Okay.
That's 20 years ago. I never was mad at him.
Was he from Kansas, or did he play for Kansas?
He played for Oklahoma State.
Okay.
But Kansas was the man. I mean, it's on Naismith Drive.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
It was kind of the birthplace of the whole college basketball.
Right.
So anyway, it's fine. Everybody, it's okay. And I think he'll be warmly greeted, except if he walks in with Hunter Dickinson. He won't be.
Okay.
And Hunter won't know the difference. It's so funny. All right, stand by. What is the definition of a date these days? Here's what one shopper said about Pard's Western Shop in Urbana, 306 North Maple, between Maine and University. He said, sure, you can find boots at some big box stores, but nothing like Pard's selections. They're unique, they're local, and they have an excellent store. So many people that visit Pard's in Urbana say the same thing. Pards in Urbana, 306 North Maple. You can find the best boots in the world and shop local. Visit pards.com. Pards.com.
You spend half of your life indoors. That's half of your life underneath your roof. Who do you trust to keep you safe and dry underneath it? The name to remember is Roof Doctors. Roof Doctors understands the harsh weather conditions that your roof endures because they're a family and locally owned business. From your community for your community, the doctors who make the house calls, Roof Doctors at roofdoctors.com or phone 328-7529. Rest easy under a roof that's been treated by Roof Doctors.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Hillary downgraded by the National Hurricane Center to post-tropical. Its winds dropping under 40 miles per hour, but it's pounding California, Nevada, and Arizona. The 911 system knocked out by the storm in Palm Springs, Cathedral City, and Indio. No timetable for the lines to return, according to officials.
Power lines are down. There is a lot of debris all across the area from Palm Desert to Palm Springs. So there is some concern today as people are waking up and probably still going to see a lot of standing water.
Fox Weather meteorologist Nicole Valdez in Palm Springs. Maui's Mayor Richard Bisson says 114 people are now confirmed dead, 27 identified, 11 families have been notified. President Biden and the First Lady leave Lake Tahoe later today. They're going to meet people in Maui. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Joe Miller. Illinois State Police revealing new information about a Thursday shooting in Watseka, now confirmed to have left 2 dead in the area north of Wabash Streets. They've been identified as Amanda Peterson and Joseph Robinson. Police also found a third victim, 21, who'd been shot. A new I-74, I-57 interchange detour leaving many in Mahomet with concerns. IDOT recommended Mahomet as a detour for drivers heading north, but police is suggesting a different route. The ramp from westbound I-74 to northbound I-57 isn't going to be done for the next 2 years. Saturday, many people visiting the Preservation and Conservation Association garage sale near Parkland College looking for their next rare find to have inside their homes. PACA collects items from homes and businesses before they're torn down. Then they sell them to the community for people to complete projects in their own houses. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Yeah, okay, well, thank you for that. I'm stuck in 2021 or so. Anyway, there are now 3 wild card teams. I thought there were 2 from each league.
Okay.
If there's 3, the Cubs are in. They're a game ahead of Cincinnati. So it's very close. Just keep going, game at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Cubs making the postseason will be totally unexpected. And quite a successful year for sure.
Yeah.
All right, weather brought to you this morning by Carl.
And don't forget to get your kids' physicals taken care of, the sports physicals. We are full on back to school. I believe this is the first full week. University of Illinois students are back.
Yep.
Anyway, a location near you for Carl at carl.org.
Well, get everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and vicinity. As we talked about last week, heat wave weather pattern, late season style in our midst. And that will be the story here for a good part of this week with excessive heat warnings in effect and a watch up to the north. Thank goodness a backdoor cool front has come on through the area. That'll take the edge off temperatures today, but the humidity, those dew points continue to climb, setting up a hot and humid muggy day's worth of weather and a partly sunny sky at 92 light east wind. Warm and muggy tonight down to 73. Heat builds in for the day tomorrow at about 94 with a mostly sunny sky and a light southeast to south wind. Up to 96 on Wednesday, 98 on Thursday. Heat index values 105, 110 degrees or higher. Real tough overnight lows between 75 and 80 degrees. Maybe a thunderstorm on a cool front approaching Friday at 93. Cooler, drier sets up for the weekend. Highs near 82 Saturday, 80 on Sunday. It'll be 70s for highs into the first part of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Hi, this is Kirk Lehman with Aftershock Decals and Design. And right now we are looking for an honest, hardworking individual that wants a career with Aftershock Decals and Design. If you have any kind of experience wrapping vehicles, tinting windows, we want you. You can't touch this. No, not that kind of wrapper. Can't touch this. Please go to our website at aftershockdd.com, click on the jobs tab, and send in your resume. We want you. aftershockdd.com.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over so you can start saving today. Kurt and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just give them a call when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You know that a glass of Coke Zero could be considered dinner now?
Wow.
It's not the 90s. We aren't hearing what a supermodel has for dinner. In 2023, our youngest and supposedly most woke generation of women are sharing what they have for dinner, and some examples look more like snacks for toddlers. Fitness and wellness coach who works with people all over America. She was an NFL cheerleader at one point. Crystal Lore Cruz. Crystal, how are you?
Hello, happy Monday. I'm fabulous. How are you doing?
I'm fine. NFL cheerleader. How long were you an NFL cheerleader? Was it for the Bills?
For the Buffalo Bills, yes. Just 1 year. I ended up getting really sick at the end of the season, so I wasn't able to, to continue, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It was one fabulous year.
Okay. And talk about the pressure. I mean, why do women feel more than that than men to look?
I would think so, and especially something like a cheer team. Crystal, were you under pressure to, have certain
step on the scale,
nutrition
Crystal? Step on the scale.
Yeah, they didn't have a step on the scale per se. There were physique evaluations that were pretty strenuous. They would, definitely make sure that we were show ready every week. We would have an evaluation about what we looked like and that we could perform not only as a solo but as in a group with the choreography because we have to be on point. So, and drunk fans are really mean, so the standards are high.
I can't imagine you have to just put earmuffs on or something.
Yeah.
Some of the stupid stuff comes out of their mouths. And again, were there women running the cheerleading team or men?
So the managers were female.
Okay, good. That would be more comfortable for me than a man. Let's have a look at your legs there, Crystal. Oh, yeah. That'd be kind of creepy.
Right.
Okay, so what is this toddler snack thing? What's going on with the new generation of dating?
Yeah, the girl dinner. So it started on a TikTok trend of just a girl just kind of glamorizing her dinner. That was just a makeshift for, cooking and preparing her meals. And it turned out to be, this craze that went viral where, women are showing off and glamorizing, 12 raisins and a glass of wine and a cube of cheese as dinner. And, or like you said, Coke Zero and one small chicken tender and calling it a day. And it's causing a lot of issues around the globe because, especially with health and fitness experts, we're trying to change the game to have women have a healthy relationship with their food and their body and fueling it properly. And this is just causing a lot of body image issues and a lot of comparison in our young women.
Well, this is not different, right? I mean, we've all seen the magazine stands we check out for about 50 years and saying 2% of America looks like that magazine cover, but I want to look like that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a never-ending thing.
It is, and I just really think with social media, and especially since COVID, there's all these other social media apps that everything is just microwave moments of, pun intended, really, is everyone, their attention span is just so much shorter. And yes, this has always been a thing, the body image and, glamorizing models and, creating that gap of who's famous, what's considered pretty, and it just, I think with social media, it's just kind of exploded.
Would it be a good idea to get off social media?
I think if you can use it in a healthy way, then, if it's meant to connect and say, I live away from my family, right? And friends, I've been in the military for 21 years and I've traveled all over. So social media helps me connect with the people all over the world when I'm, not back at home or with my loved ones. And so I think it can be dangerous. And if you're it's natural for humans to compare to ourselves to others, and so that's normal human behavior. And I study emotional intelligence and human behavior, so this is kind of like up my alley. It's totally natural for us to compare ourselves, but if we do it in a healthy way, to maybe consider what habits we are, what drives our day, and what foods we're eating for our own personal body type, and really spending that time with ourselves to find the good data and the facts that will support our own dreams and goals, not living into someone else's world.
Well,
it's a healthy balance.
Always compare, always look. I'm not thin enough, or all of these things that always factor in.
That negativity just creeps in.
What branch of the military are you serving in?
I'm in the Air National Guard in the Air Force.
Thank you. That's
Excellent.
awesome. That's really impressive.
When you went into this conversation, Stevie, we talked about the first date being a Coke Zero. Well, a lot of times I just Googled your first date should last only 57 minutes.
What?
Some say there's a 45-minute rule when it comes to the first date. So it's not a whole dinner kind of scene, and it's an investment.
Wait a minute.
these days.
Time out on the field. The Bills have 2 left in the half. What the heck? Who sets that? What parameter is that? Who's the ruler of how long a date lasts?
It's the new generation, Steve.
Yeah, but who's getting in the 18 to 24 age range and saying 57? No, let us go 46. What the heck, Crystal? What is that?
Of course, we know all these statistics, and people just probably would go out for a drink. And to me, I say, let's meet for a beverage, and then I let them decide whether that beverage will be coffee or whether you want to meet up for happy hour and have an alcoholic beverage, or whether you just want to sit on a park bench and have a bottle of water. Just leave it open. What are your thoughts, Crystal?
Well, we totally went in the left field with a first date. So let's see. I think that everyone has an opinion, right? Everything that you can find on the internet, you can find the complete opposite. And, just finding our way in this, this world of life, it's a journey. And, it ebbs and flows, and there's trends, but there's no replacement for a good old-fashioned workout and healthy, clean eating, and really knowing our body. It's the only one we have, right? So whether it be, going on a first date or starting a workout regimen or trying to eat, cleaner. I mean, it's at the end of August now. Where did this year go? And where were your New Year's resolutions? How are they doing right now? Like if you want to turn a new leaf, like let's figure out what it is for you. And, let's move our body. I'm on a mission to help empower every woman put themselves and their health first for 34 minutes a day. 30 of that has to be movement, right? And so, really fueling your body so that you can achieve the goals that you desire for your body and your brain to work properly.
Yeah.
So you can do all the things, we're going at 1 million miles a minute and being pulled in so many different directions. And there's so many competing priorities that if we're not feeling ourselves properly, it doesn't matter. You're not going to be good for any first date, let alone a second date.
How current is your website? Is it current?
Oh, yes. It's CrystalLauraCruz.com.
So surprised you would lie to me. I mean, you're 21 years in the military. That's impossible.
What?
Look at her. She doesn't look like...
I joined when I was 2.
Yeah, I was going to say. Did you see her? Go to CrystalLauraCruz.com. I'm going, come on, man. I mean... Good for you.
Yeah, good for you.
Good for you. Good for you, girl.
Absolutely.
Good for you.
You're representing.
No, it's just, but then you, Crystal, really, you feel that. You feel like, oh my gosh, I can't eat that because I got to be on the other. You're the example now if you're coaching people, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And so, quick story, in the middle of my, I was an NFL cheerleader for Buffalo Bills. In the middle of my season, I got really sick and ended up in a wheelchair. And
that's right. You told us this before. I forgot that. Tell us about that?
Yeah. So I ended up getting diagnosed with a really rare form of rheumatoid arthritis, and I had took all this medication. I had ulcers. It was horrible, and I had to start from scratch and really build the nutrition and the movement, the power of movement to get back up and start running. Now I've run 26 marathons and a 50-mile race. And I'm going to be 40 next week, literally next Sunday.
Amazing.
And,
That's
awesome.
So, but you don't just lose rheumatoid arthritis. Do you still have pain? You have to have pain.
No, I'm currently in remission. I don't have any pain because I eat to fuel. I fuel my body with the proper nutrition. Of course, I'm not perfect. I love sweets. I love pizza.
Yep.
I love a glass of wine every once in a while. I don't starve myself. But I eat to fuel, and I make sure that, I move my body every single day without fail, no matter what.
Well, happy birthday in a week, and thank you for being on. People can find you. Crystal, KrystalLore, Crystal Lore Cruise, CREWS.com. They can find you.
That's right.
Well, way to go. Way to go. Good job, and way to overcome and hang in there and persistence and all those great things.
That's right. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
A pleasure. Thank you, Crystal. We appreciate having you on. ESPN 93.5. It is 7:46. We go to our morning sports headline.
St. Louis Cardinals win 7-3 over the New York Mets to prevent a sweep. My brother Gary, his wife Michelle, and their kids Luke and Leah and their spouses were there. It was just an awesome night for them.
And Mason Wynn got his first hit.
Yes.
Then he got 2 hits yesterday.
I saw that.
So Mason Wynn is the kid that was here for our Cardinal Caravan. Probably the future of shortstop is Mason Wynn. And we got a rookie starting tonight. Don't even know his name. It's at Pittsburgh. It's a big game. The winner climbs out of the basement.
I see.
We are actually half a game behind Pittsburgh. So if we win, we'll be in 4th place. Instead of last.
Right.
Where we spent most of the year. So,
okay.
Not so good.
Do we want to get your Redbird recap?
Sure.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney, and the Cardinals snapped a 4-game losing streak as they out-hit the Mets 15-7 and won 7-3 yesterday on Cardinals Hall of Fame Sunday at Busch Stadium.
It was a hot day at Busch Stadium, but a nice day. Not just the Hall of Famers, both Max Lanier and Jose Oquendo being inducted, but the Cardinals playing well on the field in front of all the Hall of Famers here in attendance. Cardinals scored some runs early, got good pitching from Dakota Hudson.
Paul Goldschmidt broke out. He had a 3-hit day, including 3 runs batted in, and he hit a 2-run homer that put the Cardinals ahead.
Really seems as if the Cardinals win every time Paul Goldschmidt hits, and he certainly hit yesterday.
Richie Palacios had a 2 RBI single in a 4-run inning, and he took a home run away from DJ Stewart.
Well, he's getting an opportunity, and these last 6 weeks of the season is going to be all about opportunities.
Palacios' brother plays for the Pirates, and that's the next stop for the Cardinals tomorrow.
And the next stop for the Cardinals if they want to move up in the standings.
The Cardinals will go with Drew Rom making his Major League debut, and we're on the air at 5:10.
Drew Robb?
Drew who?
Drew Robb. It sounded like.
Never heard of him.
Going to look that up before.
Go, Drew, go!
Exactly. And we had the Cubs win over the Kansas City Royals 4-3. Had some audio from US 105.9.
Suzuki drills one deep to left. This may go. It's gone. Home run, Seiya Suzuki.
Bouncer slowly to a charging Dansby Swanson, throws to first. Cubs win the ball game. The Cubs win it by a score of 4-3.
And it looks like the Chicago White Sox beat Colorado. That final was 10-5. NFL action had your Saints over the Chargers 22-17, Stevie.
Yeah. And not very many people are playing, but,
I see.
They're trying to, know very many of the guys playing, but they're all fighting for a job. So they're playing hard, and but the Chargers are going to be one of the better teams, and the Saints are going to be pretty good. So we'll see.
So we also had the Indianapolis Colts beat the Chicago Bears 24-17 over the weekend. What else is trending? Of course, we talked earlier about Illinois and Kansas and that benefit for Hawaii at 5 o'clock on Sunday, October 29th. So that's something Illini fans are buzzing about today as you get back to work and back to school with our first full week. Go Illini.
Yeah, and your whole mindset for this is fundraiser, just like you'd be generous at a fundraiser. And just like you'd probably spend more at a fundraiser, this is a fundraiser. Just keep that in mind. And so if you want to help the people of Maui, you can do it and watch Kansas and Illinois in a scrimmage. I think that's amazing. I mean, you're seeing one of the premier programs, and then they're going against the winningest Big Ten team in the last 4 years, and that's Illinois. That's amazing. And Bill Self won 2 titles in his 3 years here back in the day in the early 2000s. So obviously, and he's won 17 Big 12 championships.
Right.
Nuts. Okay, Tom Richardson's a really good Christian. He's a good man. He's at Meadowbrook Church, and he's been a missionary. He's not in the best health, but he's still doing the People Reaching People 14th annual golf outing this Friday. It'll be at Iron Horse in Tuscola. Fun to play at Iron Horse. And if you want to help people with water in the Philippines, if you want to help in Nepal, they've got a budget that they send from People Reaching People. You can help missionary schools in Sicily. I mean, there's just a lot of need to spread the word of Jesus. And if you are interested in being involved in People Reaching People 14th annual golf outing this Friday, I would ask you to call Rick Rusk, or you can call, Iron Horse, get the lowdown too, but it's this Friday, and it's going to be a shotgun start at 10 a.m. You're going to get free food from Mike Madigan's Hickory River. That's fun. That'll be after. 4-person scramble is $440. It's $125 a person. A foursome is $440. And again, it'll help people that certainly need it all over the world. And Tom, again, has been a guy that's baptized 10,000 people, Tom Richardson. So if you are interested in this golf outing, People Reaching People, this Friday at Iron Horse in Tuscola, you can get hold of Rick Rusk at 493-1268, 217 area, 493-1268, and you can participate in what will be a fun outing and a great fundraiser, or call Iron Horse. I'm sure they have details on the Friday shotgun start for People Reaching People. All right, ESPN 93.5, check your weather coming up.
As the summer temperatures rise, make sure your energy bills stay low. Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing to upgrade to a high-efficiency Lennox air conditioner. Dogtown offers financing, including 0% no interest for qualifying customers. And if you have rooms in your house that don't seem to stay cool, call and ask about the great rebates on the Daikin Douglas mini splits. Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing at 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Illini fans, get ready to join Stevie Jay Broadcasting at Pia's for our kickoff event after 3 p.m. on Friday, September 1st. The Illini will face Toledo at 6:30 on Saturday. We'll have tickets to the game, coolers, koozies, hats, shirts, as well as jerseys for some of your Illini favorites. The first U of I football game is the 83 Rose Bowl reunion. We're planning on some special guests to join myself, Lante, and Derek Piper on the air live from Pia's Friday, September 1st as we say, Go Illini. Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
Yes, and the FedEx Championship is set with the top 30 golfers. It'll be Scotty Scheffler as the number 1, and what they'll do is Scotty will start the tournament in Atlanta at minus 10 under par, and then Victor Hovland had his best round in his life. It was a phenomenal run. He had 8 threes and 1 4 on the back 9. He shot a 28. The man shot a 61, set the all-time record.
Lowest score ever for Olympia Fields.
Unbelievable. And it was really, really incredible to watch. And golf's not that hard.
And Victor Hovland's from a Norwegian that's only 25.
Yeah. Golf's easy. Hit it straight and really far. Hit it really close to the pin and just hit it in. Man, what's so hard about that? He shot a 28. He said best round of my life. I mean, remarkable.
Yeah.
So, but again, it all comes down to next week. I don't know what the prize is. $15 million? It's a bunch. So top 30 players that qualified. I mean, in reality, I don't see anybody outside the top 10 winning this thing because it's just, big advantage getting 10 shots before. And I've actually played East Lake. I wasn't qualified. Yeah. I got more for my money, more shots. But it was great course. All right, weather this morning on ESPN 93.5 as we're looking at a really hot week, but
that's right.
That's it. Next week looks good. Already looks good.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, and Van Avis Saturday. As we talked about last week, historic weather on the west and southwestern sections of the country with the remnants of Hillary around here. Boy, I tell you what, going to be a tough one for this late season and summertime with heat and humidity in mind. Thank goodness we've seen one backdoor cool front come through the area. They'll move back north as a warm front, and the heat and humidity will really be on for the middle part of the week. Big changes ahead into cooler, drier weather for the weekend. Hot, humid, partly sunny, 92 today, just a slight east wind. Warm and muggy tonight, a few clouds at 73. Hot and humid tomorrow with sunshine at 93. Up around 96 Wednesday, 98 on Thursday. Heat index values past 105 to 110 the middle part of the week. Then the cold front approaches and moves on through. A couple of thunderstorms Friday, 93 and dropping. Cooler, less humid air with a northeast wind for the weekend early next week. 82 on Saturday, near 80 Sunday, 77 next Monday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Yeah, the 217 texter just said, did you see Alonso, the first baseman for the Mets, throw the first hit for Mason Wynn for the Cardinals into the stands? That happened on Thursday night, and here's Mason Wynn. His family's in the stands. They're all just excited.
Right.
Safe at first. His first major league hit. Alonso had the ball, the first baseman, and kind of flipped it like, do you guys want this? This. They usually throw the ball in as a souvenir. So he kind of looked at the dugout and waved the ball kind of back and forth. Then he tossed it in the stands.
Ugh.
And
someone has to come down from the ballpark and then verify that that's what it is, right?
Well, I mean, what happened when he threw it in the stands, the St. Louis crowd, very knowledgeable baseball fan.
Right.
Knew exactly, just really got on him. I mean, it was, and then Alonso after the game, but by the way, they got the ball.
Okay.
They went to the fan, they got the ball. Mason Wynn has the ball. First major league hit, authenticated, I'm sure, the whole thing. So anyway, after the game, Alonso, meeting the press, because everybody wanted to talk to him about it, said, what would he say?
I was just caught up in the moment.
I am so sorry, man. I didn't know. Oh, man, I'm just sick about it. So he really apologized.
Okay.
He sent Mason Wynn an autographed bat, Pete Alonso. I think he's leading home runs.
Okay.
Most home run. He's a power hitter. And then he sent him a bottle of whiskey, I guess.
Okay.
So he really tried to make up.
21. I guess he just turned 21.
He can drink. Yeah, he can have a shot of whiskey if he wants. But anyway, so yeah, that was weird and aggravating, and nobody does that. Nobody teases the dugout and tosses it into the crowd, because if you're in the crowd, that's your ball.
Yeah.
You don't have to give that back. And it's just flashback.
Okay.
Poor guy in Pittsburgh that went for Albert 700.
Albert.
He sat there in the crowd, interviewed by all the Cardinal announcers, sitting there with the baseball in there, walked out of the stadium without getting it authenticated. The $1 million ball turned into nothing.
You have to do that.
Well, I guess he thought I don't know why it was in Pittsburgh. Why didn't Pittsburgh people come to him and say, we need to probably authenticate that kind of thing?
Well, and I was with my friend Josh at Wrigley, and I felt like every foul ball I saw, there was someone from the staff coming down to do that now.
I'm not sure they're doing.
Even if you catch the ball and you want to get it verified.
Well, sometimes it doesn't matter. It depends who's hitting and what the ramifications are. But I think part of the check on the ushers is to make sure they're not hurt.
Okay.
I don't think I think authentic. The Cardinals have a huge, deep, authentic category where they will go out and say, "Hey, is that a Jordan Walker foul ball?
Mm-hmm.
You want to sell that to me?" And then they'll put it for sale for $30.
Right.
And you can go into after the game and there's a ball that's authenticated that Jordan Walker hit, and you say, people like that.
Right.
But I think most of the time the ushers are checking for injury. I think because I want to make sure the hand's not swollen.
Well, I remember the interview at Busch Stadium on opening day that you had with the guy who does authentication stuff. So.
We saw him on the bus trip too. I said hi to him.
Okay.
So anyway, it's a fascinating area, but the poor guy in Pittsburgh that caught Albert 703rd had nothing. And again, if you have the ball, the people should rush to you, particularly Albert,
right?
Because you could switch it in your pocket.
Yeah.
You won't know. And it's so hard to tell in this thing. I mean, there's all kinds of fraud and all kinds of things going on. But that guy had a TV camera, and right then, somebody within 3 minutes should have rushed to him.
That's right.
Because what's the guy going to do? If he walks to them, he could have switched it in his pocket.
That's right.
So there's that. Okay. We're out of time for the hour. If you'd like to text in 217-359-2255. Are you plan to go to the exhibition with Kansas and Illinois? Would you pay $50 a ticket?
Why not?
$100 a ticket? What's the number? What number would you say I'll pay? And what number would you say I'll watch on TV?
It's on Big Ten television on Sunday, October 29th at 5.
I would be curious as to what you are thinking. If you want to text that into me at 217-359-2255, we'll get that in the next hour. But I'm curious as to what the level of interest is in it, and what's the number? Mm-hmm. What would make you say absolutely? What would make you say, oh, no way? It's Maui. Come on, man.
That's right.
Come on, man.
Why not give and be generous?
This is cool. Having Bill back in the assembly hall, too,
yep,
he says.
Bill Self is coming back.
All right, we'll be right back. It's ESPN 93.5. The news, weather, a whole nother hour coming up. You're listening to WSJK, ESPN 93.5, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Flooding, mudslides, down trees, and power lines. I'm Chris Foster. Fox News at 6 a.m. in the west. Now it'll be easier to see how bad the flood damage from Tropical Storm Hilary is in Southern California with the sun coming up.
The water didn't have anywhere to go, so at the bottom point, it trenched into our driveway through a mudslide.
There's search and rescue operations for anyone trapped. Hilary's now downgraded to a post-tropical storm, meaning its wind speed has slowed down, but there's more rain to come. It's expected to move into Idaho by tonight. The mayor of Maui County, Hawaii, says about 850 people are now unaccounted for. There are 114 deaths confirmed in the wildfires there.
The president and first lady will leave Lake Tahoe, Nevada, where they've been since Friday, to head for Maui, Hawaii, to view the wildfire devastation firsthand. Governor Josh Green said on CBS Face the Nation what the president will see has been unparalleled for decades.
The largest catastrophe and disaster that's ever hit Maui. Probably it's ever hit Hawaii outside of wartime events.
The president last week made disaster assistance available to the state. From there, he and the First Lady will return to Lake Tahoe and remain there through the week. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Former President Trump says he will not be at the first Republican presidential debate Wednesday on Fox.
He posted on his Truth social media site, "The public knows who I am and what a successful presidency I had. I will therefore not be doing the debates." A spokesman didn't immediately clarify whether he plans to boycott every primary debate.
Fox's Jill Nato. Fox News Radio will be providing special coverage of the first Republican primary debate beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time Wednesday. You can listen at foxnewsradio.com. A former nurse at a hospital in northern England, Lucy Letby, sentenced to life in prison for murdering 7 babies and attempting to kill 6 others in 2015 and 2016. There's no death penalty in Great Britain. America's listening to Fox News.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Starting August 22nd, the U.S. dollar may have new competition from a new global supercurrency backed by Russia and China. And if the dollar plummets, your retirement could follow. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon. I recommend a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get a free info kit on gold by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. I encourage you to act. Before August 22nd, text SHELTER to 989898 to get your free information kit on gold now.
2-week-old twin boys were reported kidnapped from a hotel in Livonia, Michigan. An Amber Alert went out this morning. Police say the babies were taken by 2 women who drove off in a black Jeep. Tennessee lawmakers start a special legislative session today.
The Tennessee General Assembly's special session that starts today was called by Republican Governor Bill Lee just hours after the regular session ended. Following the deadly Covenant school shooting in Nashville during the regular session, the governor proposed a red flag law, which would allow a judge to decide if someone was too dangerous to have access to firearms. The Republican supermajority refused to take up any gun legislation except for a proposal to protect gun makers from lawsuits. Lee said he called this special session so lawmakers could reconsider the red flag proposal and work on a balance between public safety and the Second Amendment. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
A New Jersey woman is under arrest accused of running a red light and driving into people in a crosswalk in Midtown Manhattan, injuring 7 before driving off and getting into a 3-car crash in Queens, New York. She's in police custody under medical evaluation. A trucking company may have help with its bankruptcy.
Old Dominion Freight Line is proposing to pay $1.5 billion for bankrupt Yellow Trucking's terminals. The bid, disclosed in a court filing, tops previous offers for Yellow's nearly 170 terminals. Many are locations near major cities. If it's approved by the court, the sale would give Yellow more than enough money to cover its loans that forced it to file for Chapter 11 reorganization this month. Yellow owes approximately $1.2 billion, including to the U.S. government, which lent Yellow a $700 million pandemic loan. Jenny Cosola, Fox News.
A Des Moines Register poll out this morning shows former President Trump with a 23 percentage point lead over Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in Iowa. About 3 in 5 voters say they support one or the other as their first or second choice. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Jim Miller. Nissan recalling more than 236,000 small cars in the U.S. because the tie rods in front suspension can bend and break, possibly causing drivers to lose steering control. Recall covers certain Sentra cars from 2020 through last year. Tie rods help vehicles move the wheels for steering. U of I campus buzzing again. Students back in Champaign-Urbana, hitting the shopping areas across town before classes start. Many getting their dorms and apartments ready. Stores packed and drivers also working through construction on I-57 and I-74. One student said he's glad to have the student energy back in central Illinois. The new I-74, I-57 interchange detour leaving many in Mahomet with concerns. IDOT recommending Mahomet as a detour for drivers heading north, but police suggesting a different route. The ramp from westbound I-74 to northbound I-57 isn't going to be available for the next 2 years. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim Miller. Into our 8 o'clock hour, I'm Stevie Jay. This is Diane Ducey.
Morning.
Here's meteorologist Greg Solier, and it just flipped the switch yesterday, got super hot. Are you coming to Farm Progress, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be down there Tuesday and kicking the tires. You got room on tailgate day for us? Maybe in a football game on the second. Just two.
You're coming Saturday?
Well, when is that?
That's
game,
September 2nd.
It's coming up to a week.
Yeah, that's the one I was
It's a week from
about.
Saturday is the game. Yeah, we'll take care of you. But
Yeah,
you let
yeah.
us know. Yeah.
Yeah, that and then the Farm Progress Show at Decatur will be down there that Tuesday.
Okay.
I got you.
And
Okay.
see, we're thinking
There's the one.
29.
There's one.
the
at
half century of
Yeah.
progress is Rantoul starts Thursday.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's still a question mark.
Okay.
If we were to make it, that would be Saturday. But those other dates, and we'll converse.
Yeah.
Social
Sounds
media.
Good. We'd love to see you.
I'll DM you.
Yeah. And I've got a great tailgate for you to go to on that Saturday Toledo game too, my friend.
That's right.
It's
your place, I think, right? The barbecue thing, right?
No, it's now I've claimed it. It's Gail Frericks, but I'm claiming it as it's Gail Frericks / Stevie J, even though I do nothing.
Right.
Anyway, it's I can't do that.
Why not?
Anyway, we can take Greg.
Pardon me for, by the way, borrowing the radio station to take care of our social plans here.
Right.
That's right. It's our meteorologist Greg Solier. So what? Hot week. That's all we got. Hot week.
Yeah, hot week. But then another pattern shift. None of these patterns that we've had have really stuck around. Yeah, we got into dryness and drought, but then it rained, and we've had some heat, but no humidity, and it's been damp when it rains. But now the tough stuff is in a position, but only about, not even a full week of it around here with a nice pattern shift anticipated. Yeah, what's her face? Hillary came ashore out there in California. 70-mile-an-hour winds at Yuma, 66 at Imperial, California. That's big cotton and citrus areas, so keep an eye on the markets there. And that moisture, by the way, will flood much of the west here for this week. Around here, it is a muggy 73-degree reading over at Willett and Savoy with the heat warnings in effect. A heat watch to the north, just splitting hairs on what's going to be a tough week. Up to 92 today. East wind, partly sunny skies. Heat indices close to 100 today. Muggy tonight, 73. Heat index a little above tomorrow on the 100-degree mark with a high of 93. More humidity added to the atmosphere with sunshine. And the tough days are Wednesday and Thursday. Highs about 96 to 98 degrees with high humidity as well. Heat index values to 105 to 110 there. Then a cold front supposedly 93 and maybe dropping with a thunderstorm chance. 82 72 next Saturday, 80 Sunday, 70s on tap early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Severe flooding reports all the way from Palm Springs to Palm Desert. Flooding even entering the hospital Eisenhower Health. Thankfully, no patients injured in that, but the first time ever this hospital has ever dealt with flooding. They say overworked pumps were the main cause for that. All across the area, really, that water has become a major concern. We have seen drivers become stranded as they try to navigate several roads around the Coachella Valley area. Right now, we know 911 lines are actually down across the city.
You don't generally get a flood. It's something called a desert, Palm Desert. Right. This is Southern California talk. It came up from the south in New Mexico, and they had like a hurricane warning. Hillary, heard about Hillary over the weekend.
Yes,
and then on up the coast, it turned into tropical storm, but winds and rains and rain. Would they just? What was it? You never rains in Southern California, right? With the song of the 70s, It never rains. So it was certainly a problem for areas that simply aren't prepared for that because it doesn't happen. So it's one of those once in 100-year thing. So that's a big story here this morning about what the folks are dealing with out there. They just simply, it's like a blizzard in the south. They don't have the salt. They're just not prepared for that. So that's certainly in the news here this morning. We talked about Bill Self and the call to Brad Underwood. Brad called Bill, and I played it last hour. I think I'm going to play it again this hour.
Okay.
It's just that good, and I just love the reference to Hunter Dickinson. That's a guy that that's Hunter.
And he's never won.
He never beat us in 4 tries.
That's right.
Juwan Howard's never beaten Illinois. So we want to keep that going with Michigan.
True.
But Hunter Dickinson, whatever. He transferred to Kansas. So must be a really good NIL package. And he wants to try and win one. And certainly go to Kansas. You'll have a chance. They got a really good team. So here's how the call went.
Hey, Bill.
Hey.
Scrimmage. Let's talk. We're good on the date?
Yeah, we're good on the date. I thought it was great last year, but with everything going on in Maui, Brad, what do you think that we move that scrimmage to actually a public exhibition game and raise a ton of money and send it back to all those people that need so much and are in need right now over in Maui?
I think seeing this on the news, the devastation, if we can do our part to make things a little easier.
Let me just quickly, the reference point is how many times have we been to Lahaina? Illinois played in Lahaina 5 times.
Right.
Kansas, same.
Right.
They have a huge tournament in a little town.
Yep.
Or they did. And so, in fact, just a quick thing. I was getting on a boat whale watching when we were playing in the Final 8. I was watching from Lahaina as we lost to Arizona in that Elite 8 game way back when. Some of you might be old enough to remember. And but they've all been to Lahaina. They had been in the gym. It's a small gym. It was. And so that's why I think this tug at saying, they've treated us so well over the years.
Okay.
Big fan of that. This would be a great idea.
It's time for all of us to step up and do something for somebody else that's done so much for us over the years.
Let me ask you this. What's your thoughts on the return of Bill Self and do it at our place in Champaign, come back where you paced the sidelines for a few years and had tremendous success? You got any interest in doing that?
Let's move the scrimmage into Assembly Hall. I'm all for it. You figure out the logistics. The Jayhawks will show up.
So you don't embarrass yourself. It's no longer Assembly Hall. We've changed it to the State Farm Center. We'll be glad to host you with a welcoming crew of about 15,600 as you make the return back to Champaign.
And what I will do is I will make sure that Hunter Dickinson knows that if there's a chorus of an unpopular negative chant whenever Kansas enters the core, I'll make sure I walk in with Hunter and tell him they're all for him. And he won't know any different. So that'll be a good way to do it.
Bill, that is one of the smartest things I've ever heard you say. We'll see you soon. Look forward to the game.
All right, bud.
Oh, man, that's so good.
I just looked up Hunter Dickinson, who's 22 and 7-2. On March 2nd, Dickinson scored 31 points in that 87-91 double overtime loss to Illinois. And Michigan becoming the 22nd Wolverine to reach 1,500-point milestone, but he did not win because we won 91-87.
Yeah, and we beat him with Kofi. You know, the 2-3 times he played must have been maybe 2, maybe 3. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, he was 0-4 against us, but
and then he actually surpassed his head coach Juwan Howard for 1,526 points for 20th on Michigan's all-time scoring list. But he entered that portal.
Yep,
on March 31st.
Kansas made him the deal. And there he is. He's going to be a Jayhawk. So
I haven't seen any pictures of him in a Jayhawks jersey yet.
No.
It's all about Michigan for Hunter. But funny that he says that Self will walk in with Hunter. And
funny. Woo! It's all for you, Hunter. Anyway, would you go to the game? How much would you pay? I'm curious. October 29, 217-359-2255 for a exhibition to raise money for Maui. All right, sports headlines.
St. Louis Cardinals win over the New York Mets. 7-3 was the final. Let's get your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney, and the Cardinals snapped a 4-game losing streak as they out-hit the Mets 15-7 and won 7-3 yesterday on Cardinals Hall of Fame Sunday at Busch Stadium.
It was a hot day at Busch Stadium, but a nice day. Not just the Hall of Famers, both Max Lemire and Jose Oquendo being inducted, but the Cardinals playing well on the field in front of all the Hall of Famers here in attendance. Cardinals scored some runs early, got good pitching from Dakota Hudson.
Paul Goldschmidt broke out. He had a 3-hit day, including 3 runs batted in, and he hit a 2-run homer that put the Cardinals ahead.
Really seems as if the Cardinals win every time Paul Goldschmidt hits, and he certainly hit yesterday.
Richie Palacios had a 2 RBI single in a 4-run inning, and he took a home run away from DJ Stewart.
Well, he's getting an opportunity, and these last 6 weeks of the season, it's going to be all about opportunities.
Palacios' brother plays for the Pirates, and that's the next stop for the Cardinals tomorrow.
And the next stop for the Cardinals if they want to move up in the standings.
The Cardinals will go with Drew Rom making his Major League debut, and we're on the air at 5:10.
The Cubs beat Kansas City. That final was 4-3. You can always hear the action when it comes to our Chicago Cubs over on US 105.9 with clips like this.
Suzuki drills one deep to left. This may go. It's gone. Home run, Seiya Suzuki.
Bouncer slowly to a charging Dansby Swanson, throws to first. Cubs win the ball game.
Chicago White Sox
by a score of 4-3.
And Chicago White Sox winners too over Colorado 10-5. Indianapolis Colts over the Bears in exhibition action 24-17. Bears fans are grumbling already about that, but it's exhibition, and we seeing the real guys play. Whatever. Saints over the Chargers, Stevie, 22-17.
Yep.
They had a Cincinnati Open with 3 hours and 49 minutes for this 3-set classic with Novak Djokovic taking down Carlos Alcaraz. We had Parkland Volleyball in action yesterday, and they took down Highland Community College and Oakton College, so they're 5-1 in the volleyball record. And the PGA Tour with the BMW, Victor Hovland from Norwegian, who's only 25, shot 61, the lowest score at Olympia Fields to set a course record.
I mean, I think he played his golf at Oklahoma State, if I'm not mistaken. But boy, he's really good, and he played the best round of his life, setting the record at Olympia Fields at par 70 at 9 under. Crazy.
And Women's World Cup final. Spain 1, England 0.
Yeah, 1-0, I heard. Busey is proud to give back to its communities by doing the right thing for customers and building trusted relationships that span generations. In 2021 and 2022, Busey Associates gave over 20,000 hours of their time to hundreds of community organizations. That's kind of what they do. They get out in the community. If you want information about Busey's volunteer initiatives and charitable campaigns, you can go to something called the Impact Report. It's now out. Busey's 2022 Impact Report. This comprehensive document highlights the work Busey is doing for the associates, customers, and communities it serves, exploring topics like corporate sustainability practices, associate training, recognition and development, community development, and reinvestment activities. Also charitable initiatives, volunteerism efforts, governance practices and policies, If you want to read it, it's all there. Go to Busey.com/impact, and you can find out what Busey's been doing, maybe that you didn't know. Busey for over 150 years, member FDIC. Let's check your weather with Mr. Solier.
Good, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. As we talked about last week, heat wave weather pattern, late season style in our midst. And that will be the story here for a good part of this week, with excessive heat warnings in effect and a watch up to the north. Thank goodness a backdoor cool front has come on through the area. That'll take the edge off temperatures today, but the humidity, those dew points continue to climb, setting up a hot and humid muggy day worth of weather and a partly sunny sky at 92, light east wind. Warm and muggy tonight down to 73. Heat builds in for the day tomorrow at about 94 with a mostly sunny sky and a light southeast to south wind. Up to 96 on Wednesday, 98 on Thursday. Heat index values 105, 110 degrees or higher. Real tough overnight lows between 75 and 80 degrees. Maybe a thunderstorm and a cool front approaching Friday at 93. Cooler, drier sets up for the weekend. Highs near 82 Saturday, 80 on Sunday. It'll be 70s for highs into the first part of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
When you're looking for a business to work with, you choose someone local, someone who's terrific at what they do, a company that helps others in need in Champaign-Urbana, and a company that stands behind what they do. That company is Roof Doctors. Roof Doctors has been keeping the rain out for over 30 years. Randy and Tammy and their family work hard to not only make sure you're 100% satisfied by their work, but that they also strive to have a positive impact on Champaign-Urbana. Roof Doctors in Urbana, they make you their number one priority.
This is the Fox Business Report.
DuPont is selling most of its ownership in Delrin to investment firm TJC. Delrin makes thermoplastics used in everything from pen caps to machine gears. The deal values Delrin at $1.8 billion. Nikola is warning that the recall of most of its electric trucks could impact its ability to meet its goals for delivering vehicles this year. It recently recalled more than 200 battery-powered commercial trucks to replace a part that could cause a fire. It's also placed a temporary hold on new sales. The Sweet Green salad bowl chain has hired 2 former executives from Chipotle Mexican Grill. The company wants to expand beyond coastal and metropolitan areas. It also wants to add menu items that will attract customers for dinner. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
5 inches of rain by tomorrow.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Join the Champaign Parks Foundation for a fun evening of food, socializing, and entertainment at the iHotel and Conference Center with Champaign Park District's Youth Scholarship Fund to benefit from the new Ties and Tennies Gala. It's coming up on Thursday, September 14th, and you'll enjoy dueling pianos, a plated dinner, complimentary wine and beer, live and silent auction, and featured speaker Team USA Paralympian sitting volleyball player Nicole Millage. Learn more details. Visit champaignparks.org.
Everyone deserves a decent place to live, including man's best friend. Habitat for Humanity of Champaign County is looking for teams to help raise the woof by participating in a fun and unique pet habitat building competition for a great cause. Grab your friends, family, or coworkers and put your creativity and building skills to the test.
Raise the Woof 2023 Under One Woof is taking place at the Habitat Restore on September 9th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
All the money raised via Raise the Woof will fund Habitat home builds here in Champaign County. You can find more information and register your build team online at cuhabitat.org. habitat.org.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. All right, 824 ESPN 93.5 on this Monday. It is August 21. U of I's back.
Yes.
Full-fledged back, and boy, were the stores picked over.
I know it.
When 50,000 people come to your town, the shelves kind of look a little empty.
That's right. Mom and Dad moving their students in and then getting them plenty of groceries so they're ready to start the semester off right. Wow.
It's a lot going on. And I think Walmart and Costco and Aldi and some of the stores are really picked through, and I was there yesterday. Oh, by the way, I went Friday. I walked into the State Farm Center, and probably wasn't the exact best moment for me to go there because there were about 8,000 14-year-olds.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
I don't know. Oh, maybe they were 18, but they look 14.
I thought there was some kind of youth camp wrapping up
it's a youth camp, all right, except they're freshmen.
Yeah, okay.
Does anybody notice how young they look?
I know. I did.
I mean,
I happened to catch the, descending on Memorial Stadium. I caught some clips of the football team, I think, made an entrance to Memorial Stadium when they had all the freshmen, I think around 8,000 of them, in Memorial Stadium, whatever that was, Thursday night.
Some of our football players look 30.
I know.
And the kids in the crowd with the T-shirts. it's just like, I don't know how that works, but I was there one time. And my reaction is, where's your mom? Are you alone?
Right.
Why are you here? Do you have your mommy? Do you have a cricket phone to call mom?
Well, and I always, if I'm crowd watching, look how often they're looking at the phone and how often do they actually look at each other and engage in conversation and all that. Just so much on the phone.
I just know that there were 8,000 14-year-olds, and I walked around, and some of them had facial hair, but not very many. And some of them looked 11. I mean, really.
Right.
It is just part of the life and aging and stuff, and dark socks and turn that music down. I guess it's just all part of the thing.
Right. I get it. So in this back to school mode, we also have some festivals and things like that we're wrapping up. And Mahomet Music Festival is going to be a blast on Saturday night. And boy, the community comes together as Fisher National Bank does the presentation of music, food, vendors, carnival, the beer tent. I mean, it is so great how Mahomet shows up. And I know I just got something from Angela on a couple of different positions as far as volunteers go that they're looking to fill just last minute here in the zone. So people can reach out at MahometMusicFest.com to make sure everything's good. But I've seen Chris Jansen at the Ford County Fair, and that was such a fun show. He has some great songs like Fix a Drink and Done, and Buy Me a Boat is a big hit, and everybody's singing along. In fact, yes, thank you, Stevie. So he'll be on stage at 9:30.
I ain't rich, but I damn sure wanna be.
Saturday, August 26th.
Working like a dog all day.
I mean, if you're doing county fairs, you're making X number of dollars.
I wish I had a rich uncle that'd kick the bucket.
I wonder what the line is when, State Farm books them. What is the where it sales?
No.
How do they determine? At some point, it's a calculated risk.
Right.
It can buy me a boat.
I mean, he could play Virginia for sure, right?
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, I saw Asleep at the Wheel on Saturday night.
How was that?
That was a blast. That band is so tight, and that Ray Benson who leads the group with that big
voice,
deep voice.
Yeah, big
and
man.
he's got a TV deal coming down the pipe too, and I could totally see that kind of variety show concept working with the good old-fashioned country, western swing, and all of that. But this is going to be the show, and because it has like an outdoor music scene, this is really going to be a fun time for everybody. And our friend Jim with Tapman's Towing has a VIP section over there too. So we've got some wristbands we're handing out, and it's just going to be a blast. I know everybody has a great time, and it's going on Friday and Saturday. In fact, Sanctus Real is one of the bands featured on Saturday morning at 11 a.m., a Christian band that you might want to check that out too. Candy Foster's in the lineup. We all know him, and Friday night with the Hair Bangers Ball is part of the fun. So make sure you're finding out where you can, be a part of things at Muhammad this weekend on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, you just, a guy like Chris Jansen's out there beating it for years, just years and years, and started out for $200, and then, probably got 350 one night. And
that's right.
That's how they do it.
That's right.
So they played these songs so many times. And these are legitimate hits, right? I mean,
right.
Country music charts for this guy.
So the Darwin Boston Soundstage, they've got it lit. They've got the sound. It's just a really fun way to do a festival. I know a lot of us are jealous, and Salono Fun Day crew and stuff like that, wondering how Muhammad can do this.
I mean, isn't Muhammad now the third biggest community around? It passed Savoy, didn't it?
Well, that's why. Then,
doesn't Muhammad have 10 or 11,000 people now?
And see, Rantoul's rocking it with that sports complex.
Rantoul has that many people, though. I think it's 8,000 or something.
And then they've got the Half Century of Progress show coming up Thursday through Saturday there, too, for our ag community. So there are some really cool events happening.
But I think Muhammad's the third biggest community past Champaign-Urbana.
Could be.
It's amazing how the growth. All right, news coming up.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan in place, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. Hillary has been downgraded to a post-tropical storm, knocking out the 911 system in Palm Springs and the surrounding area. Temporary shelters have been set up for the homeless population of L.A. Rowan Van Sleeve is the president of Hope the Mission.
We're providing all the necessities. Number one, a place to get inside and safe, quality meals that are going to be delivered 3 times a day, but then also access to all the wraparound services.
The death toll on Maui growing to 114, with 850 people still unaccounted for, according to the mayor. The president and first lady will be on the island today. The first Republican debate is Wednesday on Fox. Donald Trump won't be there, but Vivek Ramaswamy will be.
I'm looking to introduce myself to the country. 6 months ago, many people in this country did not even know who I was. I was polling at 0.0% in March. I'm now in a tie for second.
America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
What kind of bedside manner would you like your doctor to have? At Roof Doctors, they make sure you feel good about what they can do for you. They make sure they answer all of your questions and feel comfortable about whatever procedure your roof needs. Roof Doctors has helped customers for over 30 years. Randy and Tammy have helped make lives better in our community with their generosity and kindness. Roof Doctors is the company you can trust if you need anything done on your roof. Roof Doctors in Urbana. They make you their #1 priority.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Jim Miller. Illinois Republicans avoiding talking about former GOP President Donald Trump while rallying at the state fair. Republican leadership chose to discuss their strategy for winning back the state, including embracing early voting and voting by mail. Illinois Senate Republican leader John Curran says they want to focus on fixing state issues. Overnight shooting Friday in Champaign leaves 1 dead, 2 others hurt. Police say officers responded to the area of South Mattis Avenue and Henry Street. Thursday night, they found 3 men shot, a 21 and 24-year-old, both from Champaign, and a 24-year-old from Urbana. More than 400 people in Charleston came together for the 14th annual Illinois Run for the Fallen, each of them with their own reasons to run and honor service members from Afghanistan and Iraq. There's no cost. It was competitive, but everyone came with a purpose. Organizer Carolyn Cloud said the event is for everyone. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. As we talked about last week, historic weather on the west and southwestern sections of the country with the remnants of Hillary around here. Boy, I tell you what, going to be a tough one for this late season and summertime with heat and humidity in mind. Thank goodness we've seen one backdoor cool front come through the area. They'll move back north as a warm front, and the heat and humidity will really be on for the middle part of the week. Big changes ahead into cooler, drier weather for the weekend. Hot, humid, partly sunny, 92 today, just a slight east wind. Warm and muggy tonight, a few clouds at 73. Hot and humid tomorrow with sunshine at 93. Up around 96 Wednesday, 98 on Thursday. Heat index values past 105 to 110 the middle part of the week. Then the cold front approaches and moves on through. A couple of thunderstorms Friday, 93 and dropping. Cooler, less humid air with a northeast wind for the weekend. Early next week, 82 on Saturday, near 80 Sunday, 77 next Monday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Hi, this is Kirk Lehman with Aftershock Decals and Design, and right now we are looking for an honest, hardworking individual that wants a career with Aftershock Decals and Design. If you have any kind of experience wrapping vehicles, tinting windows, we want you. You can't touch this. No, not that kind of wrapper. Can't touch this. Please go to our website at aftershockdd.com, click on the Jobs tab, and send in your resume. We want you. aftershockdd.com.
All right, so Savoy in the 2020 census at 8,800.
Okay.
Muhammad in the 2010 census was 7,200, but in 10 years, 2,000 more people.
Wow.
So now it's actually 2,500, nearly 3,000 more. So
like 9,400.
9,400. Savoy's 8,800, but Rantoul was 12,600 in 2010 and 12,200 now. So only 300 people left for Rantoul. So Rantoul officially the third biggest in the county, followed by Muhammad and then Savoy. So it's pretty good size towns. I don't know what Urbana's got. I should look that up. But
wait, you said Rantoul had 12,000.
12,000.
So that's more than 9,400 Muhammad.
So
and then
third
Savoy.
is Rantoul, then fourth is Muhammad, and fifth would be Savoy.
Oh, gotcha.
Outside of Champaign-Urbana. But I wonder what Urbana has. Look up Urbana.
Okay.
20 population of Urbana. I think Champaign's growing a little. And I think
my
Urbana
guess is around 75.
Yeah, I think 70-ish,
okay.
75. And I think Urbana's still under 40,000, I think.
I try to pay attention to that when I pass population signs. Of course, it's more difficult in Urbana and Champaign.
We had somebody say the Muhammad city sign says 1,900 people.
Wow.
I don't know.
That needs updated.
Well, I guess.
From way back.
Maybe they're trying to tell people this is a hodunk, punky town. Don't even come near us.
Right.
And everybody,
or maybe there's some funding involved if we just keep the number low.
I think you get more funding, more people.
I see.
So
38,681 in 2021 for Urbana, Illinois.
So I think Rantoul, Muhammad, and Savoy are combining to pass Urbana soon. So
I see.
Anyway, just FYI, we were talking about populations.
And do we count the students or?
Heck yeah! I mean,
I know there's a voting thing about that.
Well,
it looks like Champaign is 89,114 in 2021.
Wow.
I know.
89?
Whereas we had like 39,000 in Urbana.
Well, Urbana is, God bless you, just politically different, but we love you. But it's different. There's no question. I mean, I hug trees too. I love them. I love trees. I really do.
I do too.
Anyway, so there you go for that. Now, they do have a new promotion coming up. I read about it. It's Jimmy John's between the third and the fourth quarter, they're doing a freaky fast 77-yard dash.
The Galloping Ghost. See, they're celebrating the Galloping Ghost for sure. It's the freaky fast 77-yard dash presented by Jimmy John's between third and fourth quarter, featuring a race between Red Grange and a University of Illinois student insider. And it's at Zupke Field at Memorial
Between
Stadium.
the third and fourth quarter, you're running 77 yards. I don't know how fast Red ran 77, but there must be some documentation because he did run track.
Right.
So, but he never ran a 77-yard dash, so they'll have to kind of figure that out based on it used to be a 100-yard dash.
Right.
So they can calculate what he would have run a 77. Now, the good news is you can nominate a student.
Right.
So you get like Naperville High School's fastest guy from track that it doesn't want to run in. So you need to find, otherwise I'm sorry, but if you can't sprint, it won't be any fun. Because obviously you got to have somebody that's fast. Otherwise, boo.
How about you versus me, Stevie?
In a sprint?
You would definitely win.
No,
one.
Listen, we're talking about running against the ghost, the Galloping Ghost.
I know it.
But no, I don't think they want
so
people.
You line up on the 23rd yard line.
23-yard line, you run all the way to the end zone.
Right.
And so I don't know how they're going to hologram.
77 is the number worn by Red Grange during his 3 All-American seasons from 1923 to 1925. The student racing the modern-day version of Red will have a chance to win Jimmy John's for a year.
Which, check the fine print. That's like probably 2 sandwiches a week.
Uh-huh.
It's a brilliant promotion. Now,
it's still great.
Well, it's fine, but I'm just saying Jimmy John's, and you're saying, well, that's too good. No, Jimmy John's pays big dollars to be one of the corporate sponsors.
It'll be a difficult task for student contestants lining up one against one of college football all-time greats. I wonder who plays that role then. Harold Red Grange ran for over 2,000 yards, scored 34 touchdowns during his 3 seasons in Champaign.
Can you hologram and just run the same? How fast Red ran. I don't know how fast they ever run in 100-yard dashes in 1920, but chances are it was pretty fast, but probably not as fast as we're obviously seeing now. But you could look at the Olympics. You could go to the 1922 Olympics and see who won the 100-yard dash. Red Grange, I don't think, was that fast, but I think he was really fast, and certainly for his time, he might have been that fast.
So there is a nomination form at fightingillini.com if someone's coming to mind.
Well, you need, again, this thing flops if you get somebody that can't run. If somebody is really slow, there's no fun. If you want somebody that's going to be competitive, so you're probably talking about a boy or girl that can run really, really fast. And just kind of see how it goes. Because you want it, 10, 5, you want it kind of close.
Right.
The crowd will get into that.
I would think there'd probably be a pose in front of that 12-foot statue outside of Memorial Stadium. And, of course, Grange's famous 77 was retired after completion of his final game at Illinois, November 21st, 1925.
Well, remember, he went with George Halas and started the barnstorming where the pro football kind of got the start, was Red Grange and George Halas. And Robert Zupke didn't want him to go, didn't want him to sign with Red. I don't think he trusted the whole thing. And so he'd go to, they played on the East Coast, and there'd be, 50, 100,000 people watching Red because they heard about him. Remember, this was like newspaper. They saw him in print. They saw a picture, but they'd never seen him run.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the whole start of the NFL, and Red Grange was Robert Zupke Field. Robert Zupke was our coach for well over 20 years. He was a long-time successful coach, and the guy was really, really smart and went to track practice and started finding the fastest guys. That's where he found Red.
Right.
He was a trackster. So it was...
Later in life, Grange claimed that he once ran the 100-yard dash in 9.8 seconds.
Oh, my goodness. That is fast for 1920.
At the time was just 1/5 of a second from...
I don't know if you're going to find anybody that's going to beat him then. Really, if you do that, if Red Grange said he ran 9.8, I don't think you're going to find a high school kid that doesn't want to run college. You might have to get a college athlete to do that.
Right.
Well, so you got to have somebody beating Red, or it's no fun. You don't want to get smoked every week, so they got to figure that out. Red might be too fast. And now the second race will be against Coach Robert Zupke. you got it. The fans want the contestant to win. Or maybe you could have. And now you're going to run against the Kingfisher in that silly outfit. And anybody can beat that.
Which there are feathers that are arranged a little bit like an
So you
Indian
can pick
headdress,
anybody to beat that thing. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, just FYI, so you go to the games informed. Between the third and fourth quarter, somebody's going to...
Here's another thing about him, Red Grange being no ordinary athlete. Happy birthday, Red Grange. This is a tweet or something. Greatest 12 minutes in history, 262 yards in 4 straight plays, 95-yard KO, runs of 67, 56, and 24 yards versus Michigan, 10, 18, 1924.
Well, think about it. If you have a guy that runs a 9,800 in 1920, nobody can come close. He was an extraordinary freak of nature for the time. No nutrition, no special coaching, no weights like that, like we have today. Nothing, no training program like that. The guy delivered ice in the summer. That was his job. He was a strong guy, but he was a freak for 1920 if he ran a 9.8. It's crazy. I mean, fast forward, I know in the 70s around here, guys like Jay Miller and Andy Ennis were running 9.9, but that's like 60 years later. It's nuts.
Wow.
Anyway, it'll be interesting.
Well, he was born in Pennsylvania, but he ended up coming to Wheaton, Illinois. His mom passed away when he was only 5. So his brother, or his father, Lyle, was a former lumber kind of guy, so real hard-working people.
Well, back then you had a lot of, Mike Ditka's dad used to work in the coal mine.
That's right.
I mean, we don't have any concept of work relative to what these guys.
Unbelievable.
These guys worked, and they died early.
That's right.
Because they worked their butt off, and it was brutal. What we've had 100 years ago around here, we wouldn't have we wouldn't have anything, the fiber to create those kind of jobs that would be filled. We wouldn't do it.
Right.
We'd be sitting on waiting for government to help me. It hurts. We're just a little softer. We lost a little bone mass over the years. Quarter till. By now, you've all heard the expression, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience. Several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over 50 years in business.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Read that again.
Okay. Well, this stuff about Red Grange is amazing. He was a crazy athlete. As a senior, Grange and Wheaton were headed for another undefeated season when he was knocked out cold during a loss against Ohio High School. Grange remained unconscious for 2 days and had difficulty speaking when he finally awoke. But in his final high school game, the state championship versus Downers Grove, Grange scored 45 points, and that total remains a record to this day.
I guess he was feeling better.
I guess so. And during his time at Wheaton, Grange scored a total of 75 touchdowns, 532 total points. Grange was also held his own in track and field, of course, winning state titles in high jump, long jump, 100-yard dash, and the 220-yard dash between 1921 and 1923.
Crazy. So what it would be like is, let's just say, the best you. Whenever it was in your life, you're in great shape. That's you running against some fourth graders. I mean, eventually 5 of them could get you down, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But most of the time, you're probably going to be pretty successful.
Yeah.
So think about the best shape of your life at some point in your life running against fourth graders in a flag football game. How would you do? Probably pretty well. Because you're 30. It's just, I guess that must have been kind of like that for Red Grange. He was so superior.
But he says, it says in this article, in order to help his fathers make ends meet, he took a job as a part-time ice carrier.
Yep, he was an iceman. He carried and delivered ice, and that would have been cold and hard and heavy.
Right.
So anyway, it's amazing. Red Grange ahead of his time, and his name still obviously lives today, 100 years later. All right, sports headlines.
St. Louis Cardinals over the New York Mets. That final was 7-3. Drew Robb, I believe, is the
I've never heard of
rookie.
him. Must have been, I don't know, was it part of a trade that we just made? Never heard of him.
So that's who we'll see on the mound today.
And his family is scrambling right now to get to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Absolutely.
They're driving, they're flying, they got whatever. It's a scramble for the family. And they'll show them in the crowd tonight.
Cubs over Kansas City's Royals 4-3. Chicago White Sox 10-5 winners. And we had the World Cup final with Spain over England 1-0. That's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
Hey, Class A CDL drivers. Gail Frericks Trucking wants to invite you to join our team and get a taste of what it's like to work with a team that cares about you, your home time, and your professional growth, as well as your paycheck. This is Operations Manager Donna Onstadt inviting you to join us as we continue building the company you would have started if you knew then what you know now. Gail Frericks Trucking. Call 765-793-7131 today. Our drivers are pre-dispatched, make a guaranteed minimum gross pay of $1,200 per week, have paid vacations and benefits, and are home every weekend and sometimes during the week for quality family time. Our openings are limited, so don't miss your opportunity with the top-paying trucking company in the area, Gail Frericks Trucking. Call 765-793-7131 today. The days are getting longer, and our customers are booking us up with freight. Gail Frericks Trucking. 765-793-7131 or email timo@gftlog.com.
Yeah, Mike, thank you for telling me because I saw it on Facebook, but I saw Zach Thorson, who was one of our Stevers for the Tempur-Pedic bed, came in here and we talked to Zach.
Yeah.
He's your club champion at U of I Golf Course, Orange and Blue.
Oh, nice.
And he had a wonderful day yesterday in the heat. So Zach Thorson, I'm sure it's because of the Tempur-Pedic bed that he sleeps on every night.
Absolutely.
I saw all the winners. I just went through it, and I always enjoy reading that. But Zach's name, I noted Steve Kelly, our good friend, won the first flight of the Super Senior.
Okay.
He shot an 80 in that heat. Come on,
Steve
man.
still got it.
He still got it. Okay, thank you, Coach Wallner. We appreciate Zach
And on
Thorson.
the PGA Tour, the BMW Victor Hovland, Norwegian at 25, shot 61, the lowest score ever at Olympia Fields over the
Unbelievable.
weekend.
That was an amazing 28 on the back nine. I think the man had 12 threes on his scorecard. Come on, man.
Get everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana this Saturday. As we talked about last week, heat wave weather pattern, late season style in our midst. And that will be the story here for a good part of this week with excessive heat warnings in effect and a watch up to the north. Thank goodness a backdoor cool front has come on through the area. That'll take the edge off temperatures today, but the humidity, those dew points continue to climb, setting up a hot and humid, muggy day's worth of weather and a partly sunny sky at 92 light east wind. Warm and muggy tonight down to 73. Heat builds in for the day tomorrow at about 94 with a mostly sunny sky and a light southeast to south wind. Up to 96 on Wednesday, 98 on Thursday. Heat index values 105, 110 degrees or higher. Real tough overnight lows between 75 and 80 degrees. Maybe a thunderstorm and a cool front approaching Friday at 93. Cooler, drier sets up for the weekend. Highs near 82 Saturday, 80 on Sunday. It'll be 70s for highs into the first part of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olchus, Greg Soldier.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. There's no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help you improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, this is Chris Jackson with Kramer Siding and Window. And whatever your project, you can count on Kramer Siding to offer you the best products backed by the best warranties in the business and a lifetime of great customer service. And right now, you can save 10% on roofing, sunrooms, and decks, get 15% off gutter helmet, and you can save 25% on preservation siding, windows, and doors. So call today or visit us at kramersiding.com and let's get started on your project.
When Ross went out, I always told him to be careful, and that was the last time I got to see him.
Because someone didn't slow down and move over. Ross had on a bright orange shirt with reflective stripes the night he was killed.
He always had that smile. He just lit up the room when he came in.
Slow down and move over when you see flashing lights. Everybody is somebody.
When you see lights flashing, use caution passing. Let's all go home safe tonight.
All right, 8:53. 217 texter said, I nominate you, CrossFit guy. I could run 73 yards because the only time 77.
Freaky fast 77.
Start on the 23-yard line, 77 yards. I could probably do that in 18 to 20 seconds. I will be booed out of the stadium. I can't run it in 9.8. So you're going to 9.8. Now, so if Red did 9.8, he'd run 77 in what, 7
I know.
seconds?
That was a 100-yard dash, supposedly.
They're gonna,
and this is a claim. I don't know whether...
Well, and again, it's around 10 seconds for 100. That means you're covering 10 yards in a second. So this could be a real flop because I don't want to see Red win every time. You got to have somebody beat him, right? Although then you don't want Red getting beat up either.
You're right.
I got a statue I'm posing in front of after the game. So how do you balance that? Because I don't want 77.
But you want it to be competitive.
I want it to be competitive, but again, Red Grange, if you can't diss Red Grange. I think you set the dial at a 10 yards a second. If he thinks he did it 9.8, I'll give him 10 just to kind of fluff it give somebody a chance. But I don't know if there's any non-athlete in college at the University of Illinois can run a 10-second 100.
Right.
It's all in meters anyway. But anyway, all right, we're done. The freaky fast third to fourth quarter transition.
77-yard dash.
Yeah, good luck because you got to find somebody fast to make it kind of interesting.
Absolutely.
Or have Red smoke them.
And fightingillini.com to nominate someone.
You can put me down there. I'll run a 22-second 100 and get booed and be halfway done. Red's done. And then you see, hey, Red, and more pictures of the statue.
I wonder if they do a hologram or
I don't know
if that'll be an actual person.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. All right. Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
All right, folks. Thanks for listening. Meet you back here tomorrow. ESPN 93.5. I'm Stevie J. Have a great Monday.
Crossroads Contractor Supply, bringing us our Stevie J Broadcasting Law Enforcement Official of the Month.
We just celebrate police because they ought to be celebrated, folks. Difference between anarchy and peace. We have Officer Chloe Folks. She is our Law Enforcement Official of the Month. She's at the Urbana Police Department. How do you stay positive when you see the bad guys all the time?
My coworkers, the family, the camaraderie we have, we're all there for each other. Our goal is to make sure everybody gets home safely at the end of the night or the day. It's really just the family atmosphere that keeps me going.
So if you see something not so good, you're able to say, shut it off?
Yeah, you got to have some kind of emotional detachment and separate work from home. It's hard. Sometimes, we have through EAP and different work things that we can have help us kind of through that. But like I said, it's really my coworkers that get me through it. And, we maintain a positive attitude just so we can help each other get home at the end of the day. And sometimes we face hard things, but we get through it.
Crossroads Contractor Supply, delivering within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana, supporting our Law Enforcement Official of the Month.
Looking for a place to host a corporate meeting, intimate gathering, or a large-scale celebration? If so, the University of Illinois' Alice Campbell Alumni Center offers the perfect space and staff to make your function a success. A few rooms offered at the center include the Elegant Ballroom, the Richmond Family Gallery, and the Premier and Professional Executive Boardroom. For more information on renting a space at the Alice Campbell Alumni Center, visit uiaa.org/alumni-center or call 1-800-355-2580. Go Illini.
Great to talk with Fayon about driving and delivering for Pepsi-Cola Champaign-Urbana Bottling.
Come home every day. It pays very, very well, especially for a truck driver. They're very understanding. It's just a great company all around. They're always eager to help. And you off on the weekends. The company in general is just a great company. Very family-oriented. Comes in, check on you, see if you like it. Always asking questions, trying to see if you need any help. Pretty dope.
Sound appealing? Join the Pepsi team. Equal opportunity employer. Visit PepsiColaCU.com.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Illini pizza fans at Jets Pizza, they know how to build the perfect pizza. Detroit style is one of them. Fresh made dough pressed into steel pans inspired by the Motor City. Topped with premium mozzarella, Mama Jet's secret sauce, fresh toppings, then baked to the thickest, crispiest, cheesy crunch. Jets is Detroit style pizza. Now build your perfect 3-topping large pizza for just $16.99. You pick your favorite 3 toppings and build the perfect Jets Pizza. A large 3-topping pizza, just $16.99. Online code TOP3. Jets Pizza. Better because it has to be.
It's Emily Atkins. She owns something called Happy Healing. Tell me about what you have planned coming up.
September 9th, we have our spiritual spa day. We have 3 wellness practitioners coming. We have Brenda, who does sound bowl healings with crystal bowls, Drea, who does facials, and we have Emily, who does massages. So we'll be selling tickets, and so you'll have a half hour of each, and then I'll be there and we can make candles too. You can go to the website, happyhealing.us.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana.